Good morning, boys and girls. And for today's reading lesson, our learning target is I can use text features to locate information. And text features are often found in informational books or informational texts. And some examples of text features are photographs, headings, subheadings, captions, and so on. So let's get started. Our vocabulary word for today is rocket, which can be found on page 4 of the text. And a rocket is a cylindrical projectile that can be propelled to a great height or distance by the combustion of its contents, used typically as a firework or signal. So for today's reading, you're going to read the entire text, and this can be found in a video attached to your classwork. So once you finish reading the entire text, I want you to just focus on these questions or think about these questions while you're reading the entire book, which is called Planet Earth. And the first question I want you to think about is, what is the most interesting fact you learned from Planet Earth? How is a volcanic island formed? And of course, if you have any questions while you were reading this text. And once you finish reading the text, just think about the questions. And I'm just going to give you a few seconds just to think about these questions, and then we're going to move on. Now, after you read the text, these are some questions that you can think about as well that we're going to go over, and then we're going to go through the questions. According to the content page, where should the reader look in this book to find information about natural disasters that happen on Earth? Again, according to the content page or the table of contents, where should the reader look in this book to find information about natural disasters that happen on Earth? So take a couple of seconds to think about it, and then we're going to go over the answer. So, if you went to the content page of the book, you would realize that the reader should look on page 14 to 15 and page 16 to 17 to learn about earthquakes and volcanoes. And this is where you would find the answer for that question. Next question. On page 4, the text says that Earth looks like a huge bright disk colored blue and white. What clues in the book help you understand what a disk is? So for this question, you would go back to page 4 of the text and you would look for where it says that, and then you would try to understand what it's asking you. So on page 4, the text says that Earth looks like a huge bright disk colored blue and white. What clues in the book help you understand what a disk is? So just take a few seconds. If you have to go back to the slides or the recording of the book to look at page 4 to figure out the answer, and then we're going to go over the answer together. So the answer is, the illustration shows Earth looking like a circle colored blue and white. So a disk must be a flat, round object. Again, the illustration shows Earth looking like a circle colored blue and white. So a disk must be a flat, round object. Let's continue. Now, I want us to review and discuss some text features. So let's review the content page and the index and answer this question. Why do you think the author included both a contents page and an index? So the contents page is usually found in the beginning of the book, and the index page is usually found at the end of the book. Okay, so why do you think the author included both a contents page and an index? So I believe that the contents page tells the reader the big ideas that will be covered, but the index shows where facts about specific subjects can be found. Again, the contents page tells the reader the big ideas that will be covered, but the index shows where facts about specific subjects can be found. So now, you're going to go ahead and you're going to complete your task card for this lesson. And remember, go back to the pages of the text. You can either use the recording of the text, or if there's slides, you can use the slides of the text to go back to find text-based evidence to answer the questions for your task. And remember to use parts of the question to answer and to also answer in a complete sentence. But once you're finished doing your task card, I want you to think about this final summary question. This is after you finish your task card. What text features in this story were most helpful to you, and would you add any text features? Again, what text features in this story were most helpful to you, and would you add any text features? So I want you to think about this question once you're finished with your task card. Okay, boys and girls? And this is our lesson for today, and we will meet again at another time. Thank you.